Hello, everyone, and welcome. Welcome to this new chapter of our History Titan series, where we are unearthing the history's hidden giants. We step now into this new reality that I introduced last 2 weeks ago, the African American political drama, and touching the Pan African movement as a whole. And we continue this approach with none other than Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., who obtained his doctorate in systematic theology, the revolutionary titan who changed the Pan-African status quo and challenged the Occidental oppression. But also, in my view, he was one of the first one to put the stone for the Pan-African movement with other important people that we'll talk about in the next few weeks, such as Malcolm X. In this new approach, starting with Thomas Sankara, in the last episode, we'll look into the lives of those who dare to risk literally everything, including their lives, to improve the country and change the Occidental racism and civil rights status quo. So we step once again into the shadows of our past, where brilliance lies obscured by time. Today we resurrect the legacy of those who shaped our world but vanished from our collective memory. From the laboratories of unsung scientists to the dusty tomes of overlooked scholars, politicians, and social activists, we'll traverse continents and centuries to unveil the extraordinary lives that history forgot. Today, we remember Dr. King as a living embodiment and testament to the idea that humanity is at its core a community of earthling brothers and sisters sharing one world, bound by our shared hopes for justice and peace, regardless of our color. Martin Luther King Jr. was not only a Baptist minister and a preeminent advocate of nonviolence in America, but a global beacon for justice, dignity, and the transformative power of love. Drawing inspiration from his Christian faith and the teachings of Mahatma Gandhi, Dr. King led the American civil rights movement from the mid-1950s until his assassination in 1968, achieving more progress toward racial equality than the previous 3 centuries had produced. His leadership was marked by the Montgomery bus boycott, the founding of the Southern Christian Leadership Conference, and the historic March on Washington, where he delivered his immortal "I Have a Dream" speech. Then please follow me as we delve into the past of one of the greatest visionary of our time, who gave his life to give some higher human perspectives. Now, if we were to attempt an introduction, gentlemen and ladies, what could it be? It could be indeed that Dr. King's vision was rooted in the concept of the beloved community. This community will be a world where justice and equity are not reserved for a selected few, but are the birthright of all people. In this community, in that case, poverty, hunger, and discrimination have no place. And differences of race, background, or religion are not barriers, but sources of strength and mutual respect, but also an occasion to learn from one another. At the same time, Dr. King understood that the true justice is inclusive, demanding the eradication of economic inequality and the creation of opportunities for all. His philosophy of nonviolence, resistance, and unconditional love call for peaceful reconciliation, empathy, and honest dialogue among people of all perspectives. As we reflect on Dr. King's legacy, it is clear that humanity has lost often its way. Instead of thriving for the common good, too many have been misled into fighting each other, as if division and conflict were the only path available. Personally, as a person of mixed white and African heritage, I really believe, and this is, not the reflection on Dr. King's talking, it's my own talking. And I recognize that Martin Luther King Jr. illuminated the true path for all of us, a path of unity, compassion, and shared destiny. His example urges to build a world where our differences are celebrated, where knowledge and empathy are our guiding lights, and where the beloved community is not just a dream, but a reality we create all together. Let us honor Dr. King not by mourning what was lost, but by living out his message by choosing love over hate, justice over indifference, and unity over division. By doing so, we keep his vision alive and move closer to the world he dreamed for us all. Okay, now what can we say about his early life and education? Martin Luther King Jr. was born in Atlanta, Georgia in 1929 into a family deeply rooted in the Black church and the struggle for civil rights. From a young age, Dr. King was exposed to both the harsh realities of segregation and the power of faith to inspire change. He excelled academically, skipping grades and entering Morehouse College at just 15. Dr. King's journey continued at Crosser Theological Seminary and Boston University, where he earned his doctorate or PhD in systematic theology. It was here that he encountered the teachings of Mahatma Gandhi, which would profoundly shape his philosophy of nonviolent resistance. Throughout his career and his progress, Dr. King emerged as a leader during the Montgomery bus boycott of 1955, launching a movement that would challenge the foundation of American society. He founded the Southern Christian Leadership Conference, advocating for nonviolence, protest, and civil disobedience. Dr. King's message was rooted in a belief that justice and equality must be achieved through peaceful means, guided by love and moral courage. His I Have a Dream speech at the 1963 March on Washington became a defining moment, calling for a nation where people are judged not by the color of the skin, but by the content of the character. What was Dr. King's legacy and global influence? His influence actually extended far beyond the borders of the United States. His philosophy of nonviolence inspired movements for freedom and justice around the world. The same way he was influenced by Mahatma Gandhi, he was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize in 1964, become the youngest recipient at the time. Dr. King's tireless advocacy led to landmark legislation, including the Civil Rights Act and the Voting Rights Act, transforming American society. And yet, his dream was not limited to racial equality. It was one step. The second step would be to speak out against poverty, war, and injustice, wherever they existed, envisioning a beloved community, a real earthling community, united by compassion, mutual respect, and that will be the basically the fabric of the world of tomorrow. Now, I know that we're reaching real fast to conclusion. There will be so much to say about the importance of Dr. King's message and actions, the way he was influencing other people of importance, such as Malcolm X and other movements as well. but it was leaving a big hole when him and Malcolm X disappeared. It was leaving a big hole behind it, but it was leaving at least a true testament for the future of humanity. First of all, in the United States, and also echoing in the rest of the world. But as we reflect on Martin Luther King's Jr. legacy, it is clear to me that humanity has often lost its way, fighting each other instead of striving for the common good. I've been saying that on multiple occasions in my videos about the origins of humanity, but as well about the corruption of men because of money and the pursuit of wealth. And I believe that too often we have followed the example of division and conflict as if it were the only path. As someone of mixed white and African heritage, yes indeed, my father was white and my mother was from Cameroon, and originally from Cameroon, and I lived in different places. As I already stated, I was born and raised in France. I lived in the UK, studied in US for a couple of years, and in Canada, and I'm living in Canada. But as someone of that heritage, of this mixed heritage, I seen Dr. King's vision, the true path for humanity. A path where communities would be celebrating each other and our difference as a testimony of the humanity deep richness and our ability to strive together as a real family, helping each other, supporting each other, making this place a true beacon of joy where religions would communicate and exchange with each other with love, respect, sharing mentality, and true acceptance, where skin color would be nothing but a differentiating trait of who we are, and where people would be defined only by their character, belief, emotional traits, and knowledge. And finally, where knowledge above everything else would be prioritized over wealth, because the wealth is actually nothing, because as soon as you leave this earth, you don't bring anything with you. The accumulation of wealth would be left behind you. Let us honor Dr. King, not by mourning, not by weeping, but for what was lost, but by living out his message, choosing love over hate, justice over indifference, and unity over division. In doing so, we keep his dream alive and move closer to the world he envisioned for all of us. Now, thank you once again for joining me on this History Titan series. I know I don't do a lot of views, but it doesn't matter. I do what I believe I need to do. If you found this episode inspiring, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Let's keep the conversation going in the comments. What does Dr. King's dream mean to you today? What does it mean today? I know, racism has never been that strong. I know that division has never been that strong, and we see that everywhere. We see that in the Middle East. We see that in Europe. We see that as well in between Ukraine and Russia. But we have to believe that the future will be better. We have to believe that the testimonials from Thomas Sankara, Patrice Lumumba, or Dr. Martin King Jr., Malcolm X, and so many others will not be lost. And there's something that can be built upon the ashes of hate and indifference. And forget about wealth and everything else. It should be more about what we can build together